Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Mayorga, and today I am going to give a little review of another movie that I went to see. As I've said before, I'm a movie buff, and I really enjoy going to the movies, but I do have particular kinds of genres that I like to look at. This one took me back to when I was much younger, and it was the Karate Kid, the legend that this just recently came out. And I always try to connect whatever movie I'm seeing with some kind of feedback or some kind of lesson that I've learned or that it's presenting that is hidden somewhere in there. And so as I sat in the theater starting to see the movie, it immediately rushed me back to when I saw the very first Karate Kid. I loved it. It was one that I thought was just so well done. Then they had all the other ones, and then they had the one on Netflix that I started watching and kind of moved away from it. But it it's always been a movie that I've enjoyed. So I thought, well, I'm going to go see this one, and it's probably going to be a little cheesy, and I wonder what it's going to talk about because I had seen the previews, and I was me and when somebody else was in the theater. It was like 9, 10 in the morning when I decided to go to the very first showing. And as the movie started, I immediately recognized that is going to be a good movie. The script was good. The actors that in the movie were doing a great job. And I thought, wow, this is something else. I think I'm going to really like this. And as the storyline unfolded, I began to think of it from my psychological perspective, my counseling perspective. And I got home and I thought, I'm going to do a little video and talk about this. And I jotted down some things that I wanted to discuss. Number one, there's two words that I've always enjoyed or thought about for me that are applicable that I believe I learned from my mom. And those two words are resiliency and tenacity. And so I saw that in the movie, the resiliency to be able to spring back. Maybe not right away, but the want to spring back and not live in the environment, mental environment that the young man was living in. And then tenacity. Throughout the whole movie, that's what you saw, which is a persistence and a determination to be successful or to make the change or to do it, to make it. And I think that those are two behaviors that we as human persons in our daily lives need to have or explore or think about because it helps us to move forward. The tenacity to be successful, to get putting one foot in front of the other. The resiliency to get up every time you fall down. I remember I wrote a long time ago. There was a little contest where I lived about, how did your mother Impact you. I decided to write it, and I won. I think I talked about this before, and they interviewed my mom, and then they interviewed me, and they asked me what were the things that I learned about my mom out of everything, and I thought about these two words. My mom always had a lot of resiliency, and she taught us to be resilient. In fact, I had a colleague of mine when I was in the doctoral program. She did her dissertation on the resiliency abilities of women. We tend to be very resilient, and children tend to be very resilient too. And then the tenacity to persist, going to school, being a first generation graduate of college, pursuing my doctorate, putting one foot in front of the other. I had a lot of tenacity, but my mom always practiced that and told us never give up, keep going forward, be persistent. For her, graduation from high school was a big deal. So to go any further than that was excellent. So these are the two behaviors that I saw throughout the movie that I believe are necessary for us to be able to put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving forward. So you can examine your life. if you have, how much tenacity, how much resiliency do you have in your life? Or do you have to explore it, or maybe um, pull it out and use it a little bit more? Okay. I also found in the movie, as they were working with this young man, and I don't want to give a lot of the movie away in case you haven't seen it or you decide to go. I noticed that there was two opponents, and the person that was being taught the karate uh, was was being instructed in a constructive manner. So everything that he was learning was constructive, that would be beneficial to help him be successful. On the other side, the other young man was being taught how to be destructive. And so I thought about it, and I thought, "Oh, that's really interesting when when our environment, even as we're learning a lesson, is constructive as opposed to an environment that is destructive." How would you describe a destructive environment? Tremendous amount of criticism, a tremendous amount of negativity, a tremendous amount of non-support. That's destructive environment. Now, you're not going to teach anyone very much. Well, what you're going to teach is a lot of anger to that for that person. That's what they'll develop. But when it's in a constructive environment, there is constructive feedback. There is support. There is the encouragement of having tenacity and having resiliency and pushing forward in a positive manner. The environment is positive. At the end of whatever you're doing, you still get a pat on the back. That person that you're working with is helping you see your potential. So it's really very exciting. So these are all the little things that I saw. Okay. Uh, and Another thing that I saw was the amount of energy. You know, you can think of these two different opposing sides, right? And the one of the sides, which had the young man that was learning how to handle himself, there was a tremendous amount of energy that was being used by him and by the people that were helping him. And the energy was successful, moving towards success. And on the other side, the energy was oppressive, not moving to success or to get to success in a negative way. So there was a lot of oppression. And so I thought, God, this is so fantastic. A lot of people will go to a movie and they'll walk out and say, "Hey, yeah, it was great." No, it was horrible. And on me, I walk into a movie and I always come away with something that I want to say. And so I got home and I jotted all these things down, and I thought, I've just got to share this. I've just got to share this with people and have them think about these qualities that we probably see on a daily basis, and we might not give it a lot of thought. But who around you is displaying resiliency, and where did they learn it? Who around you is displaying tenacity, and where did they learn it? And what about you? How resilient are you? What's your tenacity? I can think of my life, and I fell down a lot, but I wanted that prize at the end of the journey, and so I just kept getting up. And I had a lot of falling down, but my mom taught me that we can fall down, but we can get up again. And so we push to help people get up and keep going, but we do it in a manner that's not punitive. Because most times when we do the energy in a destructive manner, your person won't want to get up. Or they'll get up very angry. Whatever energy that they could use to become successful, they're now pushing it into an environment that will be destructive for themselves and for the people around them, because the environment then becomes negative. So this is just some little things that I wanted to share. I really enjoy going to the movies. I really enjoy thinking about them and coming away with some thoughts that then I think about. I need to share these. So I hope that you think about your day today and think about these two words, and think about where your energy is going, and think about constructive rather than destructive, and think about support where you work toward a common goal, which is one of the things that the movie did. with this one particular young man. They all had the common goal to succeed. And so that is what helped them in the end be uh, successful and feel that they did something that was good. You know? Sometimes people don't even think about, you want to use big words, but the word good is good. It means something. That was very good. And it says a lot. Normally people want to inject another more fantastic kind of word, but the word good is in itself very exciting. So when someone says that was really good, take that as a major compliment because there is a lot of power behind the word good. All right, so thank you very much, and I hope that you have a good day, and I hope that your resiliency is high and your tenacity to go forward is working for you, and that you're very, very successful. Thank you.